Jason Childs is an associate professor at the University of Regina. Jason, you've been following the developments on the Energy East pipeline discussion for some time, and you're not surprised that it's been pulled. Why is that?
Well, they've been signaling that they're going to change the rules pretty much since they came to power with the change in the rules in the NEB, the move to carbon tax, the focus on the Paris Accord and these kinds of things. They made it very, very clear that this was, not something they wanted to have happen or that they weren't very supportive of at the best. So they've been signaling this change, and as soon as TransCanada put it on the 30-day hold, it was pretty much done then.
We heard that echoed in the thoughts of Premier Brad Wall, laying this at the feet of Justin Trudeau and the federal government, the reasons for this being pulled. What do you see as the role the federal government has played in this, being a political decision as much as a business decision by TransCanada?
Well, for TransCanada, it's a business decision. They're just looking at, can I make money at this, yes or no? And the question about whether or not you can make money in it depends on the regulatory environment and whether or not you can even get the project done. They're already going to take a $1 billion write-down on this. So they've made a big investment in this, and it's gone nowhere. So from their point of view, you've got to stop spending money on nothing sooner or later. So for them, it's a business decision. But that business decision is influenced by the regulatory environment and the probability of getting projects approved, and that falls directly at the feet of the federal government.
When it comes to Saskatchewan, there was a great deal of interest in making this happen. Explain to us why that was. What were the benefits that we now won't see?
Well, we won't see the benefits of increased economic activity, particularly in the oil patch. I mean, if we've got an easier, cheaper way to get our product to market, we're going to do more of that. And with pipelines, that's the best, safest, cheapest way to get oil to market. Now we're stuck with either sending it by rail, which we all know, if anybody in Quebec can tell you, is dangerous if you ask anybody particularly around Lac Mégantic. You're also going to see increased trucking, which has its own dangers and spills, or we're going to be tied even more into the American market through Cushing and the XL Keystone Pipeline. We're dealing with one market. We're being forced to sell our product through one market and one market only, and that means less economic activity, and we're less in a position to capture the benefits of that economic activity.
So what do you see happening next?
I see us starting to turn away from the oil patch, and that's going to hurt provincial revenues. I see potentially a slowdown in investment in oil and other production in Saskatchewan and in Alberta too. I mean, if you can't get the product to market, there's no point in pumping it out of the ground.
Environmentalists say this is a victory. What's your thoughts on that?
In a very narrow sense, it is a victory for them. It's a victory that comes at a great cost to a lot of people. Those costs shouldn't be ignored. This is not going to reduce demand for oil. Okay, let's be very, very clear about this. People in Quebec are not going to drive less. People in Halifax are not going to drive less because Energy East didn't get built. What they're going to do is they're going to be using oil from other jurisdictions, from other places. They're going to be, refining the dirty oil that comes out of Venezuela, the oil that comes out of Saudi Arabia, Nigeria, and other places. They're still going to drive. The demand for oil isn't going to change. It's just who's supplying.
Thanks for your time today, Jason.
Thank you very much.